Hi everyone, my name's JP and welcome to the Studio 515 lecture series. This is the first lesson dealing with the Royal Conservatory of Music's Level 9 History course material. This course is intended to prepare you for the RCM's 3-hour-long Level 9 History exam. This exam is a co-requisite for the RCM Level 9 practical examination, whatever instrument you're studying, as well as the elementary piano pedagogy examinations. I also want to note that this course is not sponsored or backed in any way by the RCM, and that Studio 515 is not associated with the RCM in any manner either. The materials offered in this course are, however, based upon the RCM syllabus, which details the requisite materials necessary to write a successful Level 9 history exam. This lecture is just meant to be a short course overview, basically just what the learning outcomes are generally meant to be, and to be a taster of the rest of the program. I'm aiming to offer you some tips and tricks along the way, as well as offer the information in a easily digestible format given just how much info there is to know for this test. To that end, each substantive lecture is typically only going to be between 8 and 10 minutes long. If you want to follow along with these slides and make your own notes, I've dropped a link for you to download this entire slide deck in the description. Alternatively, you can head to the Studio 515 website, studio515.ca, to view the whole listing of slide decks and videos for this course. So there's 4 areas of knowledge that we need to study to write a successful Level 9 history exam. Musical periods, what the RCM refers to as eras, composers, pieces, and relevant terminology. This course is going to be broken up into 4 modules, each corresponding directly to one of the 4 musical eras. These 4 eras are the Baroque period, going from approximately 1600 to 1750, the Classical period, going from 1750 to 1825, the Romantic period spanning 1825 to 1900, and the Modern period, which started in 1900 and is still theoretically going on. It's important to note that these dates are loose and approximate. We only can assign these dates looking into the past. Composers living in 1824, for example, so within the Classical period, at the very end of what we have demarcated to be the Classical period, didn't say to themselves, oh, it's almost 1825. It's about time we switch periods onto the Romantic period. That didn't happen. These periods are part of a continuum, a natural evolution of music, and it would be oversimplifying the matter to state that there are clear and true divides between the Baroque, Classical, Romantic, and Modern eras. That being said, these dates can help us understand when musical development and evolution was in the greatest states of flux over the centuries. And for the purposes of this exam, if you're specifying the dates of, say, the Romantic period, just make a small note stating that these dates are approximate. So something like this, that's all you need. I write here, the Romantic period, spanning from approximately 1825 to 1900, was, and then you go on. It's a 3-hour exam here. A lot of info is tested, so it's very important to be picky and choosy about which subjects you want, and more than want, what you need to elaborate on. The way we're going to approach each module is that first you get an overview video about an individual period. Let's say it's the Baroque period for the sake of this example. In the Baroque period, we have 3 composers to study: Vivaldi, Bach, and Handel. We'll study Vivaldi first in the video, then dedicate a separate video to the assigned piece for Vivaldi, which happens to be Spring from the Four Seasons. Then we'll move on to Bach. Woven into these discussions, we'll talk about the RCM's required terminology, which is needed to complete the examination, but more importantly than that, it's just good to know as a musician. So to review, we'll have an era overview lecture, individual composer lessons, followed by lectures on pieces. Just so you know, the classical composers that we're going to be looking at are Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven. The Romantic composers are Schubert, Chopin, Berlioz, and Bizet. And finally, the modern composers we're going to be studying are Debussy, Stravinsky, Bernstein, Louis, and Adams. And that's a wrap on our RCM Level 9 History course overview. Check out the link in the description for this slide deck, and head on over to studio515.ca to get more tips and tricks about exam writing and to see this entire course laid out neatly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our first lecture on the Baroque era.